Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going back into the Harbor Freight website and checking out some of their new tools that they've released. If you guys follow the channel, you guys know that we do this every few weeks just to kind of go over and share my thoughts with you on some of their new tools. Or if you guys have already purchased some of these new tools, please let me know your guys' thoughts on them down in the comments. And then I will also have additional links in the description. You will see the tools and tools continued link. Those are going to be links that take you to a long list of tools that I've either went over in the past or other tools that I suggest. So please feel free to check those out. But let's go ahead and get into these new tools. So first up over here, we have a Quinn 1/2-inch drive low profile impact socket set. This is at $40. These sockets can be extremely handy, especially if you have a compact ratchet or a compact impact. You can really get into some tight spaces with these. And sometimes they are necessary because engineers do not care about repairs when they design vehicles. So tools like these can be very helpful. You'll actually find many different brands with something similar to this. Some of them vary, like I have the Capri set, which is fantastic, but this one, just like the Astros, which I'll show you here in a minute, have a hex base. So instead of just being able to use a ratchet or an impact, you can actually use a wrench on there for extremely tight spaces. And being able to use a wrench with these can be very handy. And it does come in a case just like the Capri set, which is really nice. Little EVA foam tray. They are nice and tight. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Granted, these EVA foam trays aren't for everybody, but they are nice if you can afford the space. It is going to be a set from 10 to 24 millimeter. Here, I don't know why you would show that. If you're going to do a comparison, I would do one with a shallow socket. Yeah, you can see just how short this can be on a stubby impact. I don't know if they all take a 7/8 wrench or if some of them vary depending on the size of the socket. Some sets of this design will carry the same size throughout for that hex base, and then some will vary depending on the size of the socket. Here's just a little bit of information. It does look like all of them carry the 22 millimeter or 7/8 hex base. They are dual engraved or dual marked, laser edged and stamped, black phosphate finish, and there are no skips, so that is nice. 10 through 24, there you can see that. Here's the exact same set from Astro Pneumatic, 10 through 24, same hex base, same set, just comes on this little rail, and this one right now is at $60. They do have a 3/8 set, which is around like 37 or something like that, but sometimes you'll see this one on sale around the 50s, but this Quinn set is at 40. You may be able to find it from other brands for cheaper, but I think this is a great price for this little set. Next up, we have the Icon 21-inch S-Jaw quick adjust pliers wrench. This is at $35, so obviously Snap-on, Knipex, and a few other brands have theirs. This is the Icon Imitation at $35, so there you can see when they compare it to the PWZs from Snap-on at $165. Yeah, it's a good price. Now, I don't know if anybody has any experience with these quite yet. There are no reviews on them. There are two different sizes. You got the 21-inch here at $35 and the 12-inch at $20. These types of pliers can be extremely helpful, especially on suspension adjustments and things like that. These things can be very, very helpful. They became very, very popular, I don't know, I'd say within the last 10 years. And when they first came out, they became very popular very quickly just because of the ability to quickly adjust and how well you can really hold on to a fastener with them. There you can pause and take a look at that if you would like. And then here's just the 12-inch that I showed you already. It's just further on down the list. Then they have a new 30-pound capacity benchtop abrasive blast sand cabinet for $200, which really isn't a bad price at all. Now, I'm not too sure about the quality that they have in here, but I mean, $200 if you need one at home, that's not a bad price at all. Here's the other one that they've had for $150, down from $180. On the race team, we use these all the time to clean parts and after parts were made. But it removes paint, rust, debris, corrosion, all that good stuff. 19 gauge steel construction, LED lighting, works with multiple types of media, including aluminum oxide, ground glass, bead glass, and walnut shell. So for $200, I don't think that's a bad deal. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Here's the new Hercules 20 volt brushless 3/4 inch ultra torque impact with the friction ring. This is the tool only for $200. Now, I personally do not use 3/4 inch stuff. I don't work on a whole lot of heavy duty stuff to where I would need or could justify owning any 3/4 inch stuff, but I do know a lot of people that do use that in the heavy duty line, and I would really like their input on these. Obviously, if you're a DIYer, maybe you own a couple big trucks, these could be really handy. I don't know how they would do in the professional field. Hopefully soon we'll see a couple people try that out. But it is nice just to see Harbor Freight. Not only have they been expanding into these brands the last few years, but they've really been expanding within those brands that they've created, and they're really bringing us a lot of tools. So hopefully they continue to branch out and kind of create all of the tools that we see from all the major brands. But a little bit of information on this. With the friction ring, it delivers 1,650 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. It speeds up to 1,850 RPM. There are 4 modes, 3 speed ranges. Here you can see the speed ranges, up to 650, 1350, 1850. And then the auto mode for both auto shut-off for bolt removal and to prevent overrun, plus auto tighten mode to prevent over-tightening. It is a brushless tool, variable speed trigger, all metal gear construction. It does have a built-in LED light, and there's just a little bit of basic information on it. Here we have the Bauer 20-volt cordless variable speed rotary tool with flexible shaft. This is the tool only, so if you already run the Bauer lineup, this could be a good deal. These little portable rotary tools of this design, a lot of the times when you see this type of setup, this is more geared for like benchtop work. But now that instead of being plugged in, this tool is very versatile and mobile. With its design, you have the flex shaft built in, and it does look like it's replaceable just in case it starts to come apart or anything like that. And it runs off of the 20-volt line from Bauer. So if you already have the Bauer batteries, this could be a good option at $40. If not, then I don't know if I would suggest just buying this tool just to buy it, because you would also then have to buy a $30 battery or whatever their cheapest battery is, or multiple of, or a larger battery, which then you're in it closer to, $70 to $100. And there are a lot of good rotary tools out there for quite good prices. And no, I'm not talking Dremel, because if you guys follow the channel, you guys know I do not have good experiences with Dremel branded rotary tools, and I will not own another one. Simple operation, you have an on off and then your speed dial there. A lot of the times these accessories and stuff that are included with these aren't always the best, so I will give it to Dremel on that. Their accessories and bits and blades and stuff are much better quality than what you get with a lot of the cheaper rotary tools, so I will buy Dremel accessories like this, but not their tools. Then there you can see it kind of how they have it mounted, kind of for more of a benchtop work design. And then that top portion, as you can see in this photo here, it has slots for holding all of the accessories, which is kind of a nice touch. And at $40, I don't think that's a terrible deal. Once again, if you run the Bauer lineup already and have some batteries, once again, I would put a little bit more thought into it if you don't have a Bauer battery, and because you will be in it for a little bit more money. But here's a little bit of information if you guys would like to pause. Here we have the Black Widow by Spectrum. This is a professional HTE compliant gravity feed air spray gun with rear fan control. Honestly, I don't have any experience with these sprayers. It's at $180. If you guys have any experience with the Harbor Freight sprayers, I know they have a wide range of them, so please let me know your guys' thoughts on this. I'll just quickly show you guys the product overview and specifications just so you can kind of see what that is about. But honestly, I don't have any experience with them, nor have I ever used them. Then we have the Grant's 1200 watt handheld steam system. I'm really interested to see what people think of this. Right now it has 4.5 stars with 2 reviews. $35, that's quite cheap, especially for a little steamer. I probably spent $150 on mine. Mine's obviously a little bit bigger and probably a little bit more powerful, but cleaning cars or even around the house, baseboards, walls, steamers can be absolutely fantastic. These have so many uses. Not only does it help clean and get like gunk and grime and just all this nasty stuff off quite easily, but it also disinfects, because usually these are, putting out some pretty decent heat. This one heats up to over 200 degrees, so it is going to kill a lot of bacteria or anything like that. It's just kind of a very versatile little tool, and to get one at $35, granted it is a smaller unit, but that can actually be good. Maybe you're working in tight spaces or something like that. It's very lightweight, easy to use. Steam cuts through grease, grime, and dirt while killing harmful bacteria. 11.5 fluid ounces of water, quick warm-up time, 11 multi-surface accessories, sprays for up to 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so not a very long time, but not terrible for this size of steamer. Then they have the Icon 11-inch and 10-inch pistol grip pliers. These are the needle nose, and these are just the pistol grip pliers. I'll show you the difference there. Here you can kind of see just your standard needle nose style with the pistol grip style handle. You do have the spring-loaded handles. Looks like cross-hatching in the teeth. Yes, indeed. So that is nice to see. It is only probably about the first inch of the jaws that you get the cross-hatching, and then it's a smooth jaw from their back. No cutters or anything like that. I've owned a couple pairs of pistol grip pliers, and they are handy for certain situations. They're definitely not my go-to. I don't want a pistol grip if I don't need it. So they do have their place. They're just not something that I use all the time, but they are nice to have around. And these at $20 don't seem like a bad deal either. And then the other design that they've released, kind of a snub nose, and this is actually, it looks like a screw extraction. I'm sure that'll clearly state it in 1 second. And then you got some smaller open jaws. It's going to help you with smaller rounded fasteners, screws, things like that. Then you got a little bit larger open jaw there, and then it looks like some flat surface before the pivot point. Once again, also spring-loaded handles, same kind of pistol grip design. Definitely interesting. I love screw extraction pliers. They can be very handy. Now, I don't know how I feel about a 90-degree handle version of them, just because it's already sketchy sometimes gripping onto a rounded off fastener or screw, and trying not to bust your knuckles or anything like that, or slip off of the fastener. And when you have 90-degree handles, it makes things just a little bit more awkward. So I don't know how I feel about this combination, but I do like them. I don't know how often I would really get use out of these with that function. And angled handles make these pliers ideal for twisting, pulling, and gripping in tight spaces. So these aren't specifically for screw extraction, but this is the same style of teeth that you would see in a screw extraction. You have both horizontal and vertical teeth here, running both directions, and it's kind of in an open jaw design at the nose, which is, better for grabbing fasteners, whether that be a hex fastener or a screw round fastener. You'll be able to bite onto it with the nose of the pliers a little bit better than you would a flat surface or a pair of pliers with a flat nose. So once again, at $20, I don't think that's a bad deal. I think there are definitely going to be some decent reviews on this. This one already has 2 reviews, 5 stars. So we'll just give it a little bit of time and see how they perform in the future. Here they have the US General 27-inch roll cart. This is the Series 3 at $400. I don't think this is a bad deal at all. Quite a bit of color options available for this. It is nice because it is 22 inches deep. Now, I don't know if that's actual drawer depth being 22 inch. That might just be the overall depth of the roll cab. Overall, I do like the design of these, and I think a lot of people can get a lot of good use out of them. And I just absolutely love this gray and the white. And I'm hoping, because I'm sure these are going to sell quite well also, that we're going to start seeing that purple out there as well on more of these toolboxes. And then here you have the top portion of the cart. So altogether, you would be in at $650. Now, I would buy a US General over a Craftsman box any day of the week. Any day of the week. There's not even a second thought on that. I could get a Craftsman box that's a little bit bigger than this setup for about the same price, but I would definitely take the US General. And with how much US General actually has to offer, not just in accessories, but different size toolboxes, they've done a really good job on them. And while the prices have went up on them, what prices haven't went up, honestly, I still think they're one of the best bang for your buck toolboxes out there. And with the deeper depth than what we've seen in the past, and the different color options, and kind of the changes for the drawer layout and the accessories that they've added over the years, I think they've definitely came up with some good stuff. There are still some things that they could tweak and improve, but I still think they're doing a very good job on that. So if you guys would like to pause and take a look at that. Other than that, that's about it. They have the new McGraw pneumatic 3-inch cutoff tool for $25, a scraper, portable chain vise, and then this is kind of where we left off last time. They've added the power and air tool drawer organizer for $30, which has been out a little while now. I think this came out right after I did the last updated video. So if you already run a US General box and you didn't get this at the time of purchase, then I think for $30 it's a good price. It's not the best power tool organizer out there, but it's a good option and it's made for the boxes, so I think it's definitely one to consider. And once again, I like what US General has been doing, and hopefully they continue to expand and improve. And let me know your guys' thoughts on some of these items that we went over. And once again, I will have that tools and tools continued link down in the description for you guys. And I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.